Commission, this week will witness the ratification of the results of the Kurdistan Parliament elections. More news for the HCL. I was always told once the official announcement that HCL has passed has occurred we were within days of the RV. That is why we keep watching it. What Sudani is doing for Iraqi citizens, it's going to benefit the whole freaking world. Iraqi government to Baghdad today, we must adapt to the new political situation in the United States. Question, how long will we have to make appointments after the RV? Marks, I heard 30 days. But some contacts believe it will be more like 90 days. The 2024 budget, we haven't seen that yet. Why haven't we seen it? We haven't seen it yet because they're hiding that until the last minute. Remember this, going from 1310 or 1320 exchange rate and changing it to a massive degree needs secrecy to some large degree all the way through the process. But they still have to educate their citizens, they still have to indicate what are they doing and how are they going to do it and why. 2024 budget exposure is what to me is the key. It's that Rosetta Stone. The central bank moves its secret vaults to its new building. Clarification of the truth of the claim the vaults are not a secret. What is inside of them is. Iraq faces 2025 fiscal squeeze, as declining oil prices put immense pressure on the nation's budget, which has been heavily dependent on oil revenues for decades. The International Monetary Fund has recently issued a stark warning to Iraq, cautioning the government's 2025 budget projections may be overly optimistic, leaving the country vulnerable if oil prices continue to slide. The Iraqi government has budgeted for crude oil prices to remain stable around $85 per barrel, but the global market has seen a recent dip with prices hovering closer to $70 per barrel. Without a substantial increase in non-oil revenue, the country may face a fiscal squeeze in 2025. We are definitely going to have a good Christmas. Just letting you know that I'm now under NDA. I cannot talk right now, so I cannot hurt the process. We are now definitely close. The central bank moves its secret vaults to its new building. Clarification of the truth of the claim. Quote, the information that talked about transferring secret safes and vaults that were underground in the old Central Bank of Iraq building on Rashid Street to the new building on Abu Noor Street during the population census curfew is absolutely incorrect. Moving anything to the new building is a normal matter and there is no secrecy in it, and everything is being done under the supervision of the relevant authorities, whether security or otherwise. The central bank moves its secret vaults to its new building. Clarification of the truth of the claim. There is a lot of information about the dinar being worth more. There's a lot of news outlets, even on the TV when it comes to Iraqi news, Channel 1 and Channel 3, speaking about how worthless the dinar is and how its purchasing power needs to change for the country to develop and to go in the right direction. There is a lot of pressure educating the people. Economist on television is explaining about how a revaluation works. They're giving us examples of other countries and after that how the currency is linked or pegged to a basket of other currencies. Wow, it's being told to us constantly now every day. The planning of the revaluation they say is done and now apparently this currency is going to be linked or pegged to a basket of other currencies. Frank, if they tell you it's going to be pegged to a basket of other currencies, it means we have a new exchange rate because that's the only reason the other currencies in the basket will play along with it. They also want to fluctuate, bounce up and down, with the value of your currency that is about to go insane. However, you can see that they first must rebuild their economy and infrastructure. Today there is not much remaining of oil revenues after they pay all their bills. The surplus will come once they diversify their economy and these other sources of revenue come pouring in, as we are seeing now to begin. I would not gamble on this HCL triggering the RV, as many seem to think will happen when they finally pass the oil and gas law. Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani discussed, on Sunday, with an international consulting company, HOCOMA, the long-term development road project to keep pace with future developments. A statement by Al-Sudani's office, received by Shafaq news agency, stated that the latter chaired a meeting with a delegation from Oliver Wyman Company, which provides consulting services for the Development Road project. The basic principles of the economic model for the Development Road project were discussed, as well as the details included in these principles that give the project greater advantages. The meeting discussed ideas for project governance on a temporary and long-term level, in order to keep pace with major developments in this field, in line with the government's vision for administrative reform, and the shift towards an electronic system in administration.